Welcome to Content Checker Pro. I'm going to run a demo to explain or to go through how to use Content Checker Pro. So when you first download the app, when you purchased and you download, you can see that you've got this welcome screen which gives you some initial tips on what to do. So create a project, has some page URLs, compare competitors, has some tips in there. What I'm going to do here is jump directly into the settings just to show you this area here. You can see this is where you configure your AI settings, so you can choose Claude or ChatGPT key, pop it in, and then you can select your model. So it gives some tips or some hints about the differences there. This is where you also add in your branding, and this is where you can back up and restore as well. I'm going to pause and I'm just going to pop in my key just for this demo. Okay, so continue. I've added my key. You can see I've added a Claude key, and I'm going to leave it just for the Haiku 4.5, which is one of the cheaper options and works quite well for audits. Going back to the main page, what I'm going to do now is go ahead and show you the steps for creating a project. So creating a new project here, it gives the fields. So there are some required fields here: project name, client name, business name, industry, target audience. And then there are some other fields here as well you can enter. So you can enter some competitor domains. You can also enter in the client details. The reason these are required is because these are used partly also for the AI, but also for the classification of your clients. So a project name, a client name, a business name, the industry. Definitely try and narrow this down to something that's relevant for the business. This is used in the AI competitor discovery recommendations, so it's important to put something relevant here. Same with target audience. This is used to help the AI assess the content relevance when it's doing the content audits. So try and put this in here as well. So what I might do is, just as a demo, what I'm going to do is go ahead and I've just got some copy here that I'm just going to paste in. So project name. So this project name is the Coastal Brew website audit. Client name, we're going to go with client name of James Parker. Business name, we're going to go with Coastal Brew Coffee rather. For industry, so I'm going to go show you, there's a bit of a hint here when you're typing in. It will give you some ideas of what you could use. So it's got some drop down, I guess, that kind of narrows it down a bit. So of course this will be food and beverage, but I might want to make this, and you can see I can type in some free text here to actually make this more specific. So I'm going to actually go ahead and put in coffee roastery as well. So just going to narrow this down even further when it comes to, I guess, competitor discovery. When it comes to target audience, so in this case here, we could go with a whole lot of different things, and I'll give you an example. If I just start typing in here, you can see that there are some suggestions here as well. For this one here, similarly, I've got something already pre-prepared, so I'm going to narrow this down. And again, this helps to make sure that when the AI is doing assessments, audits, then it actually and suggestions, it will be using these fields. So of course, coffee enthusiasts, local cafe goers, wholesale buyers in this case. So this is an example of how you would set up a new project. And then from there, I'm going to leave the rest of this blank for this one, but I'm just going to go ahead and create project. I'm just going to jump out briefly, but you can see here, this is where we'll add in the website or the business domain URL. But I'm just going to jump back here just for a moment. You can see here that it now shows on the my projects dashboard page. And you can see if I was to go ahead and add a new project, then when you choose the existing client, it will look for existing clients. So if you want to start to, some of your clients may have multiple businesses, so it helps to group together. Just going back into that one there, I'm going to put in my own domain here, just so I can show you the process of how it works. So if I know the exact sitemap, so the sitemap, the XML file where all the URLs are, I can put that directly in here. Otherwise, I can put in the web address like this with the protocol and hit find sitemap. and it'll actually do a search and find that sitemap for me. So this is a bit of a powerful aspect of the tool, where it helps to locate that sitemap based on the website. So in this instance, of course, this website is not relevant to this client, but I'm using my website here just so I can demonstrate this here a little bit further. And you can see here there's 72 URLs in the sitemap. You can see that it's excluded some as well. So for those power users and you understand how these things work, you might want to click in here. When it comes to selecting, you can select 10 and scan at one go, but maybe you may want to pick specific ones. So for example, if I select the first 10, it's going to select the first 10 there. Let's just clear that. For here, maybe you can see there's a whole lot of duplicated type ones because of categories and also because of tags and things. So I definitely want to scan the home page in this case. And for this one here, I possibly would want to scan an about page. And maybe I want to check to see if they've got a contact page. Yes, they do. So I go ahead and scan that contact page as well. So you can see here now I've got 3 selected URLs. This filter is a little bit powerful too. So for example, if I wanted to search for all the projects here, then I can put that projects part in there, and you can add it in here as well, just so it only selects from that piece there. And you can see they're there, but also perhaps potentially I want to exclude them. So I can click here and that will actually exclude that slug from what's listed in here. So pretty powerful sort of filtering system there as well to help when you're looking for the URLs that you want to scan. And then you will go ahead and analyze those 3 URLs. Now, if there are URLs that are not found in that sitemap, or if the customer doesn't have a sitemap, you can go ahead and manually add in slugs for their website that's been put in. I will also point out here, if you add in a competitor, it'll appear here as well, and you can edit the details of the project just here nice and easily too. So from here, I actually want to show you an example of a project that has some demo, just to show what it looks like when it's actually been scanned and when we scan competitors, rather than doing this one on the demo here, because this, of course, the site does not relate to this client. Let me go back to projects. What I'm going to do is just go ahead and I'm going to go into settings, and I'm going to restore a backup just to bring in another demo to go through. So just continue on. I've just quickly restored. And it's going to go ahead and we'll go back to that main page, and we can see here now that there are 2 projects. We also see here additional filtering available. So it's sorting by recent at the moment, but you can sort it by name. That'll make more sense when there's more projects in there, but you can also sort it by client too. So you have a couple extra filtering that comes in when you've got more than one project in there. And for this one here, I just want to jump into this demo as an example to give you some an idea of what it looks like. Let's say this is filled in for your client. Your project has all these details. You can see there are some competitors. Gives you a bit of an idea of how much API usage tokens that you've used as well with scanning. You can see here the summary page. So for this particular one, we've scanned 5 pages, and you can see there's a home page, and we see the other slugs or the other pages that were scanned. We can see what sort of score they got graded, the average, how many tokens we use. The tokens includes if you do competitor scanning for individual pages too, so that brings it up there as well. So you can always track how much, how many tokens you're using when you're scanning with your client work. And you can see here also that the competitors that were scanned, the pages, it's giving a bit of an idea of like how your site ranked against their site, and who is ahead. At any point in time, you can download a PDF report, a markdown report, download a CSV summary. You can choose to include or exclude the competitor analysis. So depending on what you're doing, if you're selling reports and audits to your clients, you may want to still do competitor analysis but not include it in a PDF report. That's up to you. Downloading the markdown report, of course, you can then import it into any document that supports markdown and actually then customize it further as well. That's on the summary level. If we jump to the pages level, and of course you can add more pages to scan at any point in time, but if you jump to the pages level, you can see that you can quickly switch between the different pages to see what this is. So this one here is the about page, showing there the score that you got. You can see here also looking at these that this particular page, we did scan a competitor as well. So we scanned a competitor's page. But if we jump back to the contact page as an example, we can see here that it got a score. At this point, you can copy it as markdown. Again, if you want to do your own reporting and create your own reports, it's handy to be able to copy that and then paste that into either a markdown or a document viewer or editor. But it gives you a bit of an idea here of what it goes through. This is a very summarized version. So a typical scan has a lot more information than this, but this is just a a shortened version to give you an idea of like what it includes. So it goes and has a look at some of the SEO elements, has a look at the discovery, gives you some recommendations as well. You can rescan it anytime. You can choose to remove, to delete the page. And so you've got some prompts there as well that you can use. If we switch across to competitor, there's no competitor there, but if this case we wanted to add a competitor, we can choose the two that have already been added to this project, and we can actually then go ahead and browse their pages. There's no sitemap for this particular one. It's a fake site, but if there was a site, you would be able to pull up the sitemap here and actually choose the corresponding page that you want to. If you haven't added competitors, you can try and find competitors, and that's why it's important to make sure that the audience and the industry and all the details here are correct, so that it will hopefully find something as accurate as possible. And then of course you can go ahead and analyze the competitor. If we jump to one that does have a competitor, so this particular one, the home page, you can see the competitors, and what it does is it gives you an indication of how you rank against the competitor, gives you a table that sort of points out which things and how they relate between the two. It will give you the full competitor analysis. Again, this is just a very abbreviated or shortened formed just for the demo, but has all the information of the scan, which is the same sort of scan as what's done for the page analysis that you're doing for the client. And then it goes in and actually breaks down the side-by-side comparison and gives you more information. So very powerful tool that allows you to scan pages on your site or on your client site, but also to compare them against competitors at the same time. As well as being able to export reports and summaries for the full project. When you're on a page itself, if you go down to on the analysis, you can also just export the page directly, so either to PDF or Markdown, and again including or excluding the competitor analysis. So you can do page by page or a full summary of the project. So that's a brief intro into Content Checker Pro. Definitely a good tool to use if you are a small business or a solo trader and you're looking to improve your own website. You want to do your own bit of auditing or analysis. You want to compare yourself against your competitors, but also for freelancers, agencies, marketers, content editors, content agencies. Definitely a tool that you can use to help you with helping your clients be more successful on their websites using SEO, AI assisted content analysis as well to help you when you're preparing reports. Thanks for your time, and I hope you enjoy using Content Checker Pro.